Hey guys! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shikha. I welcome you to my channel. I'm so grateful that you're supporting me in all of those different ways. And if you guys are interested in giving me a donation because you like my stuff, you can go to my Ko-fi link, kofi.com/boomshikha. And I love you guys. I'm so grateful. I've been getting a lot of great comments from you guys and messages. I really appreciate you. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about empathy and empaths and how I've done videos on this in the past, obviously. INFJs, all INFJs are empaths, but not all empaths are INFJs. You can check that video out. But specifically in this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about how empaths have this desire or need, specific need, to recharge and recuperate themselves, right? So we'll go out in the real world because we have to be around people in order to do our work. Empaths are here for a reason. I've said this to you guys a billion times before. We have the skill to feel in our heart the emotions and sensations and feelings of other people for a reason. It didn't randomly drop upon us. It didn't randomly get put upon our shoulders as a miserable thing that is sent to make us terribly tired all the time. But it was sent to us for a reason. We are empaths for a reason. There is a reason why empathy is important in this world. All right. So it's not just randomly placed upon our heart or placed upon our body. It's a skill. It's a superpower. And we're here to use it in a certain way. And there's many different ways to use it. And so we go out in the world and we use it. Perhaps an old lady's walking in the street and she looks lonely, so we'll talk to her for a few seconds. Perhaps a cat or a dog is walking around and wanting some hugs or some scratches or some touches, and we do that. So perhaps we're walking into a store where they're not doing really well and they haven't bought no one's bought anything all day, and so we buy something just to give them some support. There's so many different ways because we feel all of it. We feel what's going on around us in a very intuitive manner, and we know what's going on. So we're like, all right, let me help out. Let me do my little bit for this planet so we can improve it little by little, slowly towards the future, right? But what happens obviously is an empath, we do these things, we go out in the real world. If we do go out, some empaths are so tired of the world that they'll hide in their caves. And I have moments where I'm just like, all right, people, no good. I hate people, I hate things, I just want to sit at home. And then I'm like, all right, I love people, I want to go out and help. Right? So these YouTube videos will work really well because I can do them at home and I'm still kind of helping people, but I don't have to go out and deal with a lot of them. So it's really helpful in that regard. Anyway, so we'll have these moments where we have to recharge and recuperate ourselves. And one of the main things I found for myself specifically, and it's also because I don't know if it was cause and effect. I don't know the chicken or egg. I don't know if I love mornings because they're so quiet and everyone's asleep and the energy of the planet or the population in general is lower because everyone's asleep, so there's no feelings, emotions, stuff to deal with. Or it's because I'm a morning person that I notice that this happens and therefore I love mornings. I don't know if it's the cause and effect. I don't know if it's something that an empath is naturally inclined towards, because I don't think so. I think there's a lot of INFJs out there who are not morning people. I believe so. I don't know actually. That's a survey I should do. But I'm guessing it's 50-50. I'm guessing, or at least 30-70. I think 30% of the population is night owls. I think that's the stat. And 70% are morning people. Now, I'm not sure about that stat, so don't quote me on it, but I think that's right. And a lot of times I'll say stats out and I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's right, and I'll check it, and it usually turns out to be right. So I don't know. But in any case, there's a discrimination between the two. Like there's obviously more, I think there's more morning people than night owls. I think that's the reason why night owls have such a hard time living in this world. But I think in general, I'm sure the population is divided almost equally, especially in INFJs. I don't think there's more morning people in INFJs than night owls. But in general, if you are an empath, I do recommend that you use the quiet of the night, right? If you're a night owl, I'm sure you stay up late at night because it's quiet, there's no one around, the universe seems like it's falling asleep, the birds, the animals, nothing is awake, the trees are asleep, and all of that energy that was there during the day, all of that emotion and feelings and stuff that you could feel all day is dissipated because everyone's asleep, right? They're not sending out emotions on stuff. Their souls are roaming around in dream world somewhere. They're not sending out anything at the moment. They're asleep. And so it's a possibility for an empath to really use the quiet of the night, use that beautiful space created for us specifically in order to recharge ourselves, right? Now, of course, if you're a morning person and you're an empath, then use the morning. Get up early, and I get up early. I love the mornings, guys. It's like my favorite time of the day. I mean, I love it so much, and I've been using the power of the morning in order to recharge myself for years and years now, without realizing that I was using it for that specific reason. Now, of course, now I realize why I use it, and so I get up earlier and earlier, especially if I need a longer time to recuperate. I'll wake up at 5 where everything's quiet and it's dark outside still. The darkness really helps me as well. The darkness and the morning and the quiet. Everything's quiet. There are no scooters, no one speaking out loud, no birds chirping either yet. And so everything's just quiet. And I have half an hour sometimes just to sit in the quiet and just be. And just being in that space, stillness and silence, it really helps me recuperate faster than anything else that I've noticed. Now, of course, there's other things I do, as I've said. I read mangas in order to recuperate. I'll spend time in my cave. But really, it's morning time for me, this quiet morning time that really helps me become truly, perfectly me, right? It really helps me be more authentic. It helps me recharge myself. It helps me become who I want to be. It gives me all these amazing ideas. It's like a magical, beautiful time for me. And I do recommend, if you're an empath, that you use the night. Now, of course, if you're a night owl, use the nighttime, like late night. So, you might get up at like 2 p.m. or something, and then you fall asleep around 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. Great. There's a big chunk of time where you're just sitting there, and the night is silent. Everyone is falling asleep, and perhaps from midnight or 1 a.m. to 3, 4 a.m., it's quiet. Everything's quiet, and there's a space that's created in the world, especially if you live in a very densely populated area, which I do. I love cities, though. I love cities. And so I live in a very densely populated area. And if you are as well in one, then this is something that's especially important for you. Now, I know a couple of you guys live in the middle of nowhere. And that's fine for you. I mean, you don't have to really worry about that much. Maybe that's a choice that you've made. But if you do live in a very densely populated area, like maybe a metropolitan city like London, Bangkok, or New Delhi, or Mexico City, something like that, then it's very important for you to utilize this quiet time, the morning time or late night time, in order to utilize the fact that there's no emotions being sent out. Basically what happens, and I've said this before, the atmosphere contains the emotions and feelings of everyone, and whatever is going on in the world, it's there in the atmosphere for an empath to absorb. What happens in the early morning time is that a lot of those emotions have dissipated by that time because everyone's been asleep for a while, and you wake up and the air is clean. At least for a little bit, it's clean, or cleanish. Not only is the pollution reduced, obviously, but also the pollution of emotions has been reduced. Emotion pollution. And so it's clean in that manner as well. And so as an empath, you can sit there and you won't feel barraged, like just inundated by all of these emotions and feelings of the people around. You can just relax and just be with yourself and be authentically there. And you can open up your heart, which normally I would never do if I was around people, or as much as possible I try not to do, because I don't want to pollute my insides. But you can open up your heart and be with yourself and listen to yourself and ask yourself questions and just recuperate, recharge, and then go out in the real world. And then when it's morning time and everyone's awake, then you can actually be outside and not feel like, oh my God, I'm going to kill someone, right? Or it's just me. No, I'm sure it's not. So I hope this makes sense. I hope that I was able to explain to you. I mean, I just love mornings. There's so many things I do in the mornings. Of course, my dreams. I've told you guys I write down my dreams. As soon as I wake up, I want to know what I've been dreaming about. What is my subconscious trying to tell me? Brilliant stuff, yeah? And also, you probably heard that there's a space of time, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes, when you first wake up in the morning and you're kind of in this middle state of half awake, half asleep. And that state is very powerful because you're half awake, half asleep, and therefore you're able to tap into your subconscious and you're able to get amazing ideas and insights from it. So I really like to use that time where I'm half awake, half asleep, and meditate and really use that time to gain insight into my life and into what I'm supposed to be doing, into my projects, into the stories I'm writing, into what videos I should be doing, etc., etc. So I hope this makes sense. I hope I was able to explain myself to you. Sometimes I blabber on, and if that was irritating, just ignore me. And if you guys are interested in supporting me further, you can do that by going to my Ko-fi link, kofi.com/boomshikha. And I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.